Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Today we're being joined by Interstellar Dust, which is Noami's brother-in-law's band. So I'm going to let her take it away. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about this band. And they're backstage right now. They're beautiful. They got beards, some of them, most of them. That's what they should be called, 90% beard. Go ahead, take it away, Noami.
Right. Well, Interstellar Dust are a metal band from Donauwörth in southern Germany, in Bavaria, and they began in 2021. And Danny Frauenhofer is on the drums. Clive Jevons plays guitar and does the vocals in the band. And then shortly followed after, Martin Harry Widemann joined as the bassist. Harry Widemann played bass in a cover band early on, which had a few gigs. And then the band Tears of History, who played a few gigs, and now Too Late for Fame. And Clive Jevons is also in the band Too Late for Fame as the vocalist, which was where Clive met Harry.
That sounds like the storyline for Dumb and Dumber when Clive met Harry.
When Clive met Harry, yeah. And also Danny Frauenhofer, he creates photographs from space photography, and these are included in a lot of the band artwork, which is really amazing. When you see it's on there, they've got a lot of photos on the Instagram page of that.
Wait.
And it also inspired the band's name, Interstellar Dust.
So he does space photography?
Yeah.
I need to bring you guys on now. How do you do space photography? You got a ship out there? What the? How do you do this? How do you do space photography?
I'm doing it with my telescope, you know.
Oh, nice. I thought you had like a rocket ship in Germany. I'm like,
in Hubble upstairs.
So how are you guys been?
Good, thank you.
Doing okay.
Yeah. We've, as Naomi said, we started in 21, so we're kind of a pandemic band.
Yeah. We know you're crazy when you start a band during a pandemic. What made you guys want to start the band during the pandemic?
It was, Danny and I play, theoretically at least, currently still playing Deepcore, which is the band that we were doing for a long time before, over 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, one of the band members didn't quite see eye to eye with us on the measures that one should take to prevent the spread. Mm-hmm. So we said, there's no hard feelings. We still love him. But it was, okay, well, that puts us on ice for now. But we don't want to stop playing. That's why we do it, because we love it. And so what can we do? And we had a bunch of material lying around which had been sitting there for years. Well, okay, well, let's just do it. Let's just get that material that's been sitting around, and we'll make a band side project and to Deepcore. Currently, it's our main project. We'll just get into that. And as Naomi said, this hairy bastard over here is met by this other thing, Too Late for Fame, who was it just before the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was literally just before the pandemic started. They were like, hey, we need a singer. Do you fancy doing it? I'm like, send me some stuff. If it's cool, sure. Yeah. And I thought it was cool. So we did that. And then I needed someone for Interstellar Dust to fill in the low end, or the even low end.
Yeah, lower end, yeah.
So, yeah.
So since touring's back open, is all three bands going to go on tour together?
Could be funny.
It could be. A bit strenuous for me, I fear.
I know the local scene where I live for a while there, it seemed like every show you went to had at least one member of the same band on the bill.
Yes.
And then at the very end, everyone was in the same band. Like, that's a great headline.
Yeah.
I think within the local music scenes, that's often actually just how the bands that hit big in the end form. Mm-hmm. Is all the bands know each other, all the musicians know each other, I've heard that story so often from big bands like Slipknot. So famously one where that happened, or Cannibal Corpse. That's another one. When you listen to them tell the stories of how it formed, it's like, well, he was over in that band, and we knew that band, they knew us, and he was in that band, and then at some point we just all went. So,
that's kind of like thrash metal. Megadeth. Dave Mustaine had Kerry King in the band, and then he went to Slayer, and then you had Exodus and Testament switched singers. Like that happens a lot. So who are you guys influenced by?
Yeah, well, Danny, why don't you kick it off? I've been talking too much.
Or influence.
Yeah, who are you influenced by?
Band-wise, from Metallica, kind of bit, Slayer, Meshuggah, Tool, all the metal scene, the entire metal scene.
Yeah, what should I say? All the Machine Head, Pantera, a little bit Metallica, all the great bands.
Yeah.
You, Clive?
Yeah, for myself, I mean, the whole reason I play guitar and metal is Metallica. That's where everything started for me, way back, end of the 80s. Meshuggah's a big influence, I'd say. I heard them somewhere mid-90s for the first time. Dream Theater, big influence on me. So much, but I also really love jazz, for example. Play that any opportunity I get at open stages and such like. So for me, for a long time, and Death, the band Death, because that's something I started trying to do very early on, was combine in some stuff from the jazz world into the death metal world. So especially harmonies or time signatures and the feeling, the groove, that kind of stuff. So yeah.
That would have been funny if you just said, I'm influenced by Death. Didn't say the band, just my influence is Death. That's all. So have you guys done any shows yet, since you are a pandemic band? Have you guys started doing shows yet?
Not at all. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that the latest in autumn, we'll be able to get to play some shows with some people. Because, for instance, I mean, we're completely new on the scene, obviously, so we're just looking for some opening slots here and there where we can open for someone and get our feet wet as a band on stage.
And just having fun.
And just having fun, yeah.
Playing live again.
Yeah, I miss it so much.
With this pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, the pandemic killed a lot of things, like bands and the entertainment industry. We're just now starting
venues
to get back
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the pandemic did start podcasts.
Yes,
I swear Joe Rogan can tell the future, because he started this shit way before everyone else.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
So you guys have 3 songs so far on Spotify and on streaming platforms. Four. I'm mistaken. What's the 4th one?
Endless Journey, and it just came out, or rather, we released it, I think, on the Wednesday 2 days ago via DistroKid, which is an amazing platform. And it took until, I think, late Thursday or Friday morning. Friday morning it hit then Apple Music and Spotify, etc., etc., etc. So
nice! Everyone, go check that song out then, because it wasn't in my notes.
I only literally found out about it last night, quite late at night, that it had been released.
So do you want to talk about that song? What is it about? What's the influence behind the song?
Okay, so the first seed of the song was a few riffs I came up with, where I was actually trying and probably failing to come up with something sort of out of the funk world, but brought that into metal. I don't think it's a particularly funky song necessarily.
It's Oriental style.
It turned out actually in the end more sort of an Oriental flair. It had a more Oriental sort of Arabic flair to it. And then that is because a lot of the songs that we had before, like I say, were ones that were lying around, and this one is one that's really new. So this is one that was written just for this band. It was not lying around before, and I wanted to took inspiration from the name and from Danny's amazing photography that he does.
Thank you.
Because it blows my mind the quality of the pictures he comes up with, and wrote about it sounds stupid when you say it like this, a comet which had been going through from the beginning of time almost, and is just hurtling through, going through galaxies and just traveling the universe. So it's on its endless journey from the beginning of the universe and just keeping going on unless it hits something until the end of time.
Wow. I like that because I'm big into like space and all that shit, because it makes you feel really small when you start thinking about it, because there's so many galaxies, there's so much. Did you see that the planets aligned recently? First time?
Yeah, that was yesterday, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Did you get a picture of that?
Nope.
Oh, come on. That would have been great for the first album.
That's true.
It wasn't a very good stargazing night last night.
Well, I tried looking at it, but due to clouds and everything else, I couldn't see shit.
Okay.
However, I did see Uranus, and
You even went there the other week.
yeah. Have you guys heard of this? In the state of,
Podcast, I was laughing my ass off.
well, in the state of Missouri in the United States, we have a town called Uranus. and they have a great big fudge factory. I'm not fucking kidding. They do. And when you go in there, they say they'll pack your fudge tight. There's actually a sign. There's a sign on the fucking door that says, "Please excuse the mess. Your anus is expanding." So if you're into space, go to Uranus. Do you think
I've got a telescope just next to me here.
Do you think there's a possibility of life on Uranus? too much gas. But you guys believe in aliens and all that shit, don't you? You'd almost have to if you're into space.
I think, well, I'm with most of the leading scientists on that myself. I can just say for myself that I do believe that the universe is just too big for us to be the only aberration in the evolution of the whole thing, and that there just has to be something else out there that is close to what we understand as sentient life. Looking forward to, I don't think necessarily it's going to happen in my lifetime, but I think humanity eventually will get to the point where they make contact with someone.
Agreed. Yeah, totally.
Seeing the state of our world, I don't think they want to come here.
Oh,
I think they're trying to avoid us. No, I believe in life in other planets because if you think about it, all the solar systems we have, to think we're the only life form, like, that's ridiculous. Like, there has to be something else out there, but I think they have the same issue we do. They can't reach us.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't have the technology. Either that or they just don't care.
Well, they want to,
Maybe they got, but they see it like, no. The fuck no.
Well, I heard a fun theory on YouTube because I dig through YouTube at night, and that's why I don't sleep. But I saw this theory that like humans have certain percentage of different animal DNA. One of them is lizard. There's a theory out there that they believe that we are actually a species that was brought here, not originally here. So this one person went into full detail about how we were the asteroid that took out the dinosaurs. And like, I thought the dude was nuts, but I heard him out for about an hour.
It's always fun playing with thoughts like that.
It is like, it's really fun. By the way, I'm Mike. I have weird thoughts and ideas, and I watch weird shit online. I feel like I'm in an AA meeting. Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm an alcoholic. So, Clive and Danny, you guys have been playing together for a long time.
Yes, we have.
2005, I guess.
2005.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn. We're getting old.
You guys are legends. No, I'm just kidding. What was your first band together?
Well, Deep Core was the
Deep-
first
yeah,
band.
Deep
I mean,
Core,
before we were playing together, just jamming, because you were in Second Life Decay then,
And after the Sigma.
and after that Sigma,
Sigma, yeah.
that's right, and I was in Bludgeon. So it must have been late 2009, I think. Then we did Deep Core together
Yes,
because
yeah.
the drummer in Bludgeon, the band I was in before, moved to Berlin because we just weren't interesting enough for him anymore. So it was like, I got to get out of here. So Berlin is the city where a lot of the music scene happens in Germany, and he is still doing it professionally. So I completely got it. It was like, yeah, this backwater town, Dornava, is not going to sustain you as a professional musician. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but you guys are going places. I'll tell you that. You guys are. I don't know where, but you guys are going places. So, do you guys plan on going back to Deep Core if Interstellar Dust takes off? Do you plan on
that's going to be an interesting proposition, because the other thing that happened was our bass player moved to Austria, which makes the whole thing a bit tricky as well.
Oh,
So we still love the guys and all, but the whole impetus was very much draining towards the end. We weren't practicing very often. So if it were to happen that those two got back on board in a meaningful way, I'm not discounting the possibility of Deep Core being resurrected. But at the moment, the way things are at the moment, it's just these guys and me. We're doing Interstellar Dust.
I mean, a three piece is the way to go. Less people to argue with.
Yes.
That's why Motorhead worked out. So, like, do you guys prefer being a three piece over having more members, or does it matter?
Doesn't matter, I guess.
Doesn't matter.
In Too Late for Fame, there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
So I'm not adverse. Deep Core was 4. And there's fun things you can do. If you've got 2 guitars, you can play more harmonies and play off each other more, and things don't get quite as empty. If I take a solo, then although we're fixing that because you got your new pedal.
Yes, of course.
And with that pedal, he can do a lot of different settings from the sound, and we've got a sound for if I'm doing melodic stuff, he kicks that in, and it brings a whole another distortion sound into it as well. So you got the bass and the distorted bass, which fills up the space underneath, which is cool. I like 3 pieces though, I've got to say, because Bludgeon was as a 3 piece as well. Back in the day, Sentinel with my brother back in school.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of photos of Sentinel.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a 3 piece, and so not adverse to it. There you go.
Yeah, is that one?
Man, you grew up since then. Look at
Yeah.
You're the one in the middle, aren't you, Clive? And then
Yeah.
Matt's on your
middle.
right, and then the other
With hair on the head.
the guy's Tim.
I'm sorry, bro, but you look like you're inspired by the Matrix. What are you?
And the cross as well. Matt, my husband, he made that as an art project at school. This was the band you had in school, wasn't it?
That's right. That
Yeah.
was cool. Hence the lack of beard and the lack of long hair.
Yes, because you weren't allowed long hair, were you?
Exactly that. We had to cut the hair and shave the beards.
Yeah,
Who's the gentleman in the middle?
that's Tim.
Tim,
I
isn't it?
was gonna say, is that Chad Kruger of Nickelback? Man, you guys know a lot of people. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Is that you guys should really reunite that band and be like a band that you'll never remember or never even knew. Going on tour this summer. I've heard of bands doing that, reuniting their high school bands that nobody even remembers.
Yeah.
And you had some songs on a tape, didn't you? On a cassette tape, I remember, because Matt had it, and we used to play it in the car when we had a tape player in the car back then.
That was back in the day of 4-track tape recorders.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference, and just recently, because Harry works as an electrician, and his family runs the company. And I'd said, "Oh, I've got this old tape, but I don't have a tape player anymore." And Harry was like, "Hold my beer." So he got me a little Walkman, believe it or not, and I was able to transfer the content of the tape onto the computer. And just listening to the stuff back then, and back then you thought, "Oh, this is amazing! This is the best thing ever." And nowadays you hear it and it's like, "Ah."
Oh, it was good. I thought it was good. We used to listen to it in the car when I met Matt at first, and when met at university, and we went anywhere in the car with something like, let's put Sentinel on and listen to it.
It was cool. It brings back such fond memories of it as well.
Yeah.
But, I mean, all the stuff, for example, that we've released so far, we've recorded, engineered, produced, mixed, and mastered everything here. In fact, on the computer that is now doing this screencast. So the fact that you can go, from back then where it was a demo at best with these 4-track tape recorders, to being able to do productions which hold up at least enough against professionally produced stuff. It's not as good as if we went and got someone who really knew what they were doing. But to my ears, at least, it sounds good enough compared to the professional releases that are out there.
I mean, a lot of artists did it that way, though. Not professional artists, but a lot of artists did.
Yeah.
At least with their demo tapes. Like if you listen to any early demo tapes of any band, that's how they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about, but
Yeah.
You guys should release that tape though. I would love to hear that on Spotify. You're like, nope, you're not hearing that.
I think I might put it on SoundCloud under some anonymous account.
SoundCloud, isn't that a place for rappers?
But nobody will find it then.
So is there any bands or music? I know you guys are big metalheads, but is there any bands or music that you listen to that people wouldn't really expect?
Well, for me, is I don't know about expecting, but for me, it's all the jazz stuff. So I mean, I really do. The old swing stuff, especially. I love. John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Vic Juris. Maybe if anyone out there is watching and is a guitar player and wants to hear someone who's a really good Vic Juris, Jonathan Kreisberg, Ted Green. These are all people that you may or may not have heard of in the jazz world, but I just love that. I eat that up for breakfast. It's just amazing stuff. What about you?
I'm listening to all kinds of groovy music. Hip hop, R&B, soul, house. Really.
Yeah, you do like the electronic stuff as well.
Electronic stuff, yeah.
Nothing is special, I will say. From classic rock to rock metal, everything from Hooters, Eagles to everything hard stuff.
So you said jazz. Do you listen to Frank Zappa?
I love that guy.
Yeah.
We're on the same level, brother.
No, I love his music. I don't listen to it much myself, not actively. I mean, I've heard loads of it, obviously, but jazz, the sort of older swing style stuff.
Well, did you know that Frank Zappa had the first album to have the parental advisory sticker on it? And it was an all instrumental jazz album. I'm serious. It had explicit lyrics written underneath the parental advisory, and it had no lyrics.
No lyrics. How great is that?
That shows how much the PMRC really knew.
Yeah. It is called Frank Zappa, but it's got to be that.
It's gotta be.
Well, what's crazy is that whole parental advisory sticker they thought would be a way to like kill off the bands, but it helped them in the long run. Like a lot of people wouldn't buy an album unless it had that fucking sticker on it.
It wasn't interesting if it didn't have the sticker.
No, like the band Cannibal Corpse, as you mentioned earlier, they had the sticker just for their album art.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even like, you didn't even know what the lyrics.
You had the especially the Cannibal Corpse stuff off. The outside of the album, like you say, it would just be the sticker parental advisory, and the interesting artwork would be on the inside because they weren't allowed to put it on the outside. Those were the days.
I didn't even know that because I've only seen the album artwork. I never really bought their albums. I just heard their music. I love Cannibal Corpse, but it's funny because that sticker says parental advisory, explicit lyrics. You wouldn't even know what the lyrics were unless you read the fucking lyrics sleeve. Like I love the band. Did you know that actor Jim Carrey, that's his favorite band?
Yeah. It was what was it? Pet Detective.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, where he requested them to come in and do a show.
Mm-hmm. And he also postponed the movie. It was actually pushed back because they were on tour. They couldn't do the scene.
That is amazing. Yeah.
There's actually a full, and since you guys like Cannibal Corpse, there's a whole scene that you can find on YouTube that was removed from the movie with them.
I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to look that up.
Jim Carrey gets on stage, sings their song, and then jumps and crowd surfs. And that part was left out. I don't know why. Probably because of screen time.
Yeah.
But that just. So you guys are working on a new album.
We're actually with Interstellar Dust. We thought we'd try what everyone's talking about nowadays, where they say, as a new band that nobody knows, don't bother wasting your time writing the whole album in one piece and releasing the album. But instead, just try and keep people's attention on you by releasing a single every month, every 2 months. That's that kind of step by step, building it up. So it's principally the material. We've got 12 songs. They're not all finished. We've got 12 songs at the moment on the go. And so the goal is to really have roughly a song a month, and to be done with releasing all 12 by beginning of next year, maybe, possibly. and then at the end, after they've all been released as singles, then we might go ahead and sort of I've still got to see how that works with DistroKid if they actually support doing that. Is then release it as a collective piece, as an album.
I know you can do that with Spotify. I don't know if you can do that with DistroKid. I think DistroKid goes through Spotify though, don't they?
They do they do for all of the various.
Then you should be able to. I think you can release singles and then albums through DistroKid.
Yeah. So I just got to find the right set of buttons to press to make it happen.
So I was reading through songs and one title stuck out to me. No MILF Today. My question is, what do you have against MILFs? And why not?
Today.
Oh, okay, maybe tomorrow or yesterday.
You already had one.
Brilliant title of the song, that.
It is. No MILF Today. That actually sounds like a 90s band, alternative rock band.
It's the song. It's from the song No Milk Today. It's a cover version. It's a cover version of that song, which came out in the 60s, I think. Yeah. Oh, what's that? I forgot. Herman's Hermits.
All right.
Herman's Hermits from the 60s. No Milk Today. And look, you get 4 people in a rehearsal space with enough beers, and sooner or later someone's going to go, hey, that's No MILF Today.
You guys should make another song called MILF and Cookies.
I like it.
That's the That's the idea for your punk rock band, the MILFs. Got MILF. You need to get that on a shirt. So we can find you guys on Facebook at Interstellar Dust Band, Instagram at Interstellar Dust _band. Is there anywhere else we can find you?
The artist page is on Spotify and Apple Music, depending on which of those you're on. Those are the platforms I know of that have. Oh, and YouTube. YouTube Music has one as well. So instant access to our music there as well, which is good.
Woo!
But that's really all we've done so far. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I actually looked you guys up on Facebook. I don't know if you know this, but there's a DJ under the same name.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think this is them. I don't think
I found that as well when I was doing the research.
I was going to start asking you questions. What's it like being a DJ? Wrong notes. Sorry.
No, it's tricky nowadays because we're getting to a point where pretty much all good band names have been taken. So it doesn't matter which band name you come up with. Someone's going to have used it for something. And so the only thing we checked off, okay, is this person big? Or are they just starting out? And I think with the DJ guy as well, we looked and his stuff was quite a bit older. And so we were like, it's whatever.
Well, that happens, but like some bands go the extreme route, like Chubbawamba.
Yeah. And there was that period, beginning of the 2000s, I think, where all the bands were doing really, really long names. I Wrestle the Bear once.
Yeah, but it was one word. Remember that? It was one word.
Yeah. So I guess that's a way of doing it, so you can ensure no one has it.
I wrestled a bear once. What was a couple other ones? There was I butter my bread with butter.
Yeah.
Or we butter our bread with butter.
Yeah, that was one of those. I forget all the ones there were, but I thought they were really funny, but I never thought it was an idea that fit me personally or the bands that we play and those kind of things.
I think it's kind of cool though that some bands.
Oh yeah, no, as a consumer, I really appreciate it.
But you can't go too long because then you can't really tell anybody the title of the band. I was listening to a band the other day. They popped up, I think, on Spotify, and their name was Beats the Hell Out of Me. And it's really hard to explain to somebody when they're like, "What are you listening to?" and you're like, "Beats the hell out of me."
What are you listening to?
It's like Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
What are you listening to? It beats the hell out of me. I start strangling the guy.
Reminds me of that scene in Dude, Where's My Car, where they're trying to read each other their tattoos that they got.
What's mine say? Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Another band a friend of mine introduced me to that has a really interesting name is Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
That's brilliant.
They're a really good like rock band, but like it's an interesting name. That's like the band Limp Bizkit. Not a lot of people know what a Limp Bizkit is. They think it's a band, and I'm like, no, there's more to that. That is not biscuits and gravy for breakfast. I'll tell you that much. So I'm probably going to wrap this up soon. Noami, did you have anything you wanted to add or ask since you didn't really get to talk that much because I can't shut the fuck up, I guess. I'm much like Clive over here.
I think that we've covered everything that I had on my notes.
Oh, I'm fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm a professional, not really. Don't let me lie to you. Guys, it was nice talking to you guys. Go ahead and promote whatever you guys got coming up for us. And we would love to have you back sometime just to chat and joke around. Today was kind of promoting, but if you're always more than welcome to come on the show and have some fun if you want. But go ahead and promote away.
Cool. Well, first of all, thank you very much for having us on the show. It was awesome being here, and
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Had a blast, and definitely we'll be back if you'll have us. So yeah, we've got like I said, we're releasing this year Interstellar Dust. You can find us on all the major platforms, the ones we've mentioned: Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube Music. I forget all that. There's such a big list. I don't know all the ones there. But chances are, if you're subscribed to a music service, if you look for Interstellar Dust, and it's not a DJ, it will be one of us. We've got Wasted Existence out there. We've got Twisting the Knife in out there. We've got Steal Your Mind out there. And just since yesterday, Endless Journey. So please support us. Go listen to it a bunch of times. And yeah, I hope you like it, because we love what we're doing, and that's why we're doing it.
I love what I've heard so far. So you guys are doing amazing. Everybody go check these guys out. They kick some serious ass, and follow them. Not follow them home, but like follow them. Follow them on social media.
And looking forward to some live gigs as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a drive.
Live.
It's a bit of a drive for me to Germany, but I can try to make it work.
It's a bit of a drive for us on an evening as well, but it'll be worth it.
How far do you guys live from one another?
Half an hour.
Yeah,
that ain't bad. Yeah. Hell, out there, an hour drive in another country.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah.
But thank you guys for joining us. I truly appreciate it. You guys are always welcome back on the show. If you want to be a part of it, go check these guys out. And remember, as always, everyone, live long, rock hard.